It was the early morning hours of December 11, 1978. John F. Kennedy International Airport was quiet, calm, the kind of stillness that would soon be shattered by one of the boldest heists in American history. The Lufthansa Heist would mark a night that would haunt New York, forever changing the world of organized crime and leaving behind a trail of blood, mystery, and unanswered questions. Louis Werner, a cargo agent at Lufthansa, was a man with a vice. His gambling addiction was more than a habit. It was a noose tightening around his neck. Deep in debt and desperate, Werner knew of something valuable, something that could change everything. Once a month, Lufthansa flew in millions in cash, bound for American banks. It was money exchanged overseas by U.S. servicemen and tourists, cash that Werner knew was waiting in JFK's air cargo vault, unguarded until morning. In his desperation, Werner couldn't resist mentioning his discovery to his bookmaker, Martin Krugman. Krugman, savvy and always on the lookout for opportunity, had the perfect person in mind: James Burke. Known simply as Jimmy the Gent, Burke was a feared associate of the Lucchese crime family. Ruthless, cunning, and calculating, Burke saw the Lufthansa vault as his ticket to an unprecedented score. Burke assembled his crew at Robert's Lounge, a bar that served as the gang's unofficial headquarters. Werner provided the intel, down to the timing, maps, and routines of the night crew. Burke laid out the plan with precision: overpower the guards, silence the alarms, and secure the cash. To his team, it seemed foolproof, but for Burke, it was all about the execution. He wanted clean, surgical perfection. At 3 a.m. in the dead of night, a van carrying 6 armed men rolled into JFK. The robbers, masked and ready, moved with purpose. They swiftly subdued the employees on duty, binding their hands and forcing them into the lunchroom. Every step, every motion, was meticulously planned. The robbers ordered the cargo supervisor to open the vault under the threat of violence. And there it was, millions in cash, more than they had ever dreamed. The team loaded the cash and jewels, now their biggest haul in history, into the van. Their every move was practiced and efficient. And just as swiftly as they arrived, they vanished into the night, leaving JFK Airport and its stunned employees behind. Within hours, they were at an auto shop in Brooklyn, unloading the loot into waiting cars, ready to disappear into the shadows. But perfection has no room for mistakes. Parnell Edwards, the driver, was instructed to dispose of the van at a local junkyard. Instead, he left it parked illegally on a Brooklyn street, an error that would unravel everything. Within days, police found the van, fingerprints inside proving to be one of the only leads that investigators would have in the case. James Burke was ruthless when it came to protecting himself. Loose ends weren't tolerated. Parnell Edwards, the careless driver, was eliminated. Krugman, the bookmaker, soon disappeared without a trace. Burke was on a mission to tie up every potential risk, silencing any threat to the gang and to his freedom. Despite the mounting body count, law enforcement was left with little to show. With most of the witnesses dead or vanished, they found themselves chasing shadows. Burke and his crew had orchestrated the heist so well that even with the van, the FBI couldn't touch the mastermind behind it. The Lufthansa heist became one of the most legendary crimes in American history, a story retold in books, movies, and whispered in the underworld for decades. Burke would eventually be caught, but for other crimes. He would die behind bars, leaving most of the stolen millions unclaimed, and the secrets of the Lufthansa heist buried with him. To this day, it remains one of the greatest mysteries and achievements of organized crime. A heist so perfect, it almost got away. And that's a wrap on today's story. If you enjoyed this journey into one of history's most notorious crimes, make sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next heist.